about your piece and why you chose to do this.
So when the email came through that they were looking for some artists to represent these statements, and I read through the Shunned, which is for the LGBTQ youth, it really just struck me as something that was very relatable. I have LGBTQ in my immediate family, and I understand and have that compassion that, you know, love is love and people are people. And so reading through the statement, I just wanted to be able to represent that here. And I actually, it's very simple in the way it's presented, and that's how I am artistically, sort of like a cartoon in a way, but it related to. Should I keep just talking?
Yeah, please. I'm intrigued.
Okay, so after I got the piece done, it was just kind of sitting at my house, and I have two granddaughters, and the 3-year-old wanted to know about it. So I asked her, I said, what do you see going on here? What are they doing in the house? She goes, oh, they're watching a movie. I said, yeah. I'm like, what's going on with this person? And she said, oh, they're mad and sad and scared. And I'm like, oh, wow, I conveyed all that to this mind. And I said, yeah. And I said, you know what happened is, I said, this person decided that they were thinking differently about themselves and things that their parents didn't want them to think. And so they told them they couldn't live there anymore and they had to leave. I said, and that's the only place they ever knew, and they were different and they had to go, and they were, you know, afraid. And because my one granddaughter has dark eyes and dark hair, and the other one actually has blonde hair and light color, you know, eyes. And so she assessed from all that, hearing the word different, she goes, we would never make my sister leave. And I was like, no, we wouldn't, because we love them, we want to care for them. And she totally understood, you know, that just because someone's different doesn't mean they shouldn't be with you anymore. And I'm like, that's just really that simple, like, truth. So, and she went and played, and later wanted to come back and talk about it again, and then had the same reaction. We would never make my sister leave. I'm like, no, we won't. So it was just, like I said, sort of, you know, innocent, but in a real way, because, you know, that's a childhood home, and that's what the little teddy bear represents and all of that. And just this unknown, you know, this whole backdrop of what am I going to do, you know, when you're lost and shunned, really.
Mm-hmm. So you kind of want to depict the start of where some people who experience homelessness.
Exactly. And it's you know, it's nothing to do with, you know, like Heather was kind of highlighting, you know, the stereotypical, oh, there's, you know, they're you know, they're drunks, they're lazy, they're drug abuse. It's simply that they have something that's different, that's excluding them from the family and the relationships that they know. And then you're.
Do you get any calls about this?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, the calls range from, you know, people that are just, you know, losing a job and not having any relationships, you know, within the area and those kind of things, to people that are in abusive situations, and also, you know, the LGBTQ community. And we are one of the few only in the country that will accept, you know, and shelter the LGBTQ community. So it's very important, you know, our transgender population that can be here and just have a safe place to feel, to get strong and go forward, because this is, you know, who you are. You're experiencing homelessness, but the person you are is going forward. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And do you want to talk at all more about your personal experience?
So my son is gay, and he's in a gay marriage, and my daughters have identified with also being bi. I have a niece who's now my nephew in law, and is going through, you know, a transgender, you know, process, and you know, it's just like I said, it's the difference that, you know, is an outward sign to someone else that you are not accepted, but in your spirit. And actually in our indigenous teachings, I'm Little Travis Bay Band of Odawa. There's something called two spirits, which actually goes beyond the LGBTQ label, and to be two spirit is actually looked at as a gift, because you can think with both sides of that mind and that creativity. And so it's not looked at as something to be shunned. It's something that kind of is almost celebrated, because you are gifted with these two, like, thoughts and generation.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And I think this one might be the most, well, they're all unique, but it's like no one did anything here.
Right.
Or there weren't any, the only circumstance is just that they were born a different way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And it's so preventable. I guess this
Right.
one's so preventable.
So
Other
preventable.
Things, economy, things like that.
Right.
You can't really prevent that.
Right, exactly.
This,
It's that simple, like, love and embracing that this is, this is my family. This is who is supposed to care for me. And so that is really just like the root of compassion within your own, small circle that can lead to something that's so much bigger and scarier for an individual that's just being who they are.
that's beautiful.
Thank you.